Pritzker went on to say the country needs comprehensive immigration reform to help undocumented people who abide by the law and have families here. Now, Governor Pritzker also said that he saw firsthand while visiting Pilsen this week how afraid the community is here. And for more on this, we reached out to the immigrant rights group here in our area preparing residents for raids. So joining me now is Mary Meg McCarthy, your executive director of Chicago's National Immigrant Justice Center. Thanks for joining us here.
It's nice to be here. Thank you.
So when it comes to legal representation and what you guys do, can you talk to people about what your center does?
The National Immigrant Justice Center provides legal representation for individuals who are seeking protection here in the United States. We also are involved in litigation and advocacy. And we have been very involved in the past couple of months preparing for this time, this day, where immigrant rights are really being undermined. This administration is really attacking our members of our community who have made invaluable contributions. And at the National Immigrant Justice Center, we are very engaged in conducting Know Your Rights presentations so individuals know that they have rights. The U.S. Constitution protects immigrants and refugees, and people need to be aware that they should be able to exercise those rights, including the Fourth Amendment right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures, as well as the 14th Amendment, as we know, given the challenges that we're seeing with the birthright citizenship. And at the National Immigrant Justice Center, we're working with over 2,000 pro bono attorneys who are willing to help and provide legal counsel to immigrants. And many people may have legal options, but the administration now wants to do these mass deportations that will then result in people being detained and being forced to consider filing or signing a stipulated removal order, which would result in their immediate deportation and them losing the opportunity to pursue their legal options.
And you said you have 2,000 legal reps that are here to provide pro bono services. I'm really curious, have you guys received an uptick in calls since inauguration?
Oh, absolutely. Both calls from individual immigrants who are seeking legal representation, as well as calls from the legal community here in Chicago that really does want to help. And we're trying to assess what is the best way to move forward right now, given the current situation. The executive orders that came out on Monday night and yesterday we're continuing to evaluate, analyze, and identify what are the legal responses and challenges that we should be making towards these executive orders and what harm is going to happen. There have not been to date any raids here in Chicago that we're aware of. But once that happens, we will be mobilizing to going to those sites as well as to the jails where people may be held to be able to understand what their legal remedies are and what options they have, and to possibly pursue lawsuits in federal court in Chicago.
And when you say mobilizing, I know for this situation, many people are preparing for those mass raids that you talked about, different than what we may see on a more day-to-day basis. When you say mobilizing, what do you mean, and where would you focus most?
I think most likely we would be going to the jails where individuals may be held.
Okay.
Now, the Illinois Trust Act precludes and prohibits Illinois from detaining immigrants in county jails. So that would be surrounding states where we would see most likely people being detained in other county jails in Indiana and Wisconsin and possibly Kentucky. So we would have a team ready to go to evaluate each of those cases and even understand, were they properly or legally arrested? Because under the law here in Illinois, as well as in 5 other states, as a result of a settlement that we secured back in 2022, the immigration authorities cannot just go pick up anybody who may be in the parking lot or who may be walking out of a school or a church. They have to have probable cause. And if they don't have probable cause, that is an illegal arrest. And people should understand that they have legal rights, and those individuals, there are individual remedies for those individuals to be released without bond from immigration custody.
Mary Meg McCarthy, there's so much more we could dig into, but we're going to continue the conversation with you and so many groups here in our area. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I do want to note again, this is the Executive Director of Chicago's National Immigrant Justice Center. Thanks again.
Thank you.